Okay, says we're live. So hello, how are we doing? Happy Monday. Um, I did get up this morning to do my morning pages, so I succeeded in doing that today. Trying to start the week off on the correct foot in terms of that. Let's see, I got a couple more rows on the dog critter body, but not too much more. And then what else did I get done? I got some cleaning done, put away the laundry, which was big because I hate that task. But I got several, that couple things going. But I'm definitely, I know I said yesterday that like sort of when I had noticed when I was doing the morning pages, like my head felt clearer, I felt more awake. Today I feel really, really tired. Like even though I got up and did the morning pages, I've had my coffee, but I still feel like just sort of like fog in the brain. So morning pages is apparently not a cure-all as much as I was hoping for it to be. But yeah, so there's that. Also, I'm still waiting on the new safety eyeballs to get delivered for the crochet critters. But yeah, like, I don't know. I was expecting my brain to kind of like wake up and feel energized, and I don't. So that sucks. I was really hoping that today would be one of those days where it would be like, wake up and like feel the energy. No, that's okay. We will push through. We will get some productivity done with the understanding that we can try again tomorrow for that awake and aware feeling. But yeah, so that's just kind of like where we're at with that. Maybe it's because it's Monday and like Garfield energy just takes over everybody on Monday. I don't know. Because some Mondays I'm like, yeah, let's get this week this week going and like feel good, but not this week. Maybe when it'll hit me. It'll hit me tonight at like 10 p.m. because that's how my brain works. As I'm such a night owl, that like 10 p.m. is when I get my what I call second wind, but really it's just like I don't really know what it is. Maybe it's that what do they call it? The delayed. There's a term for it of like you feel like you don't have any time for yourself, and so you stay up far too late. What is? I know there's a term for that, but anyway, that it's probably just that in all honesty, but I feel like I've been a night owl my entire life, so I don't know if it's actually that term, or if it's just like me being a night owl. I don't know. Monique says, "Hey y'all, hello, welcome." My mom is calling. I'll have to call her back, or text her. Monique is currently cooking lunch and working on the Baldur's Gate 3 fanfic. Nice. Nice. Becca is here and says, hello, welcome. Okay, so the Carpe Diem poetry prescription pill today says, it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. And it's Vince Lombardi. You think a lot of people have said this, but it is really true. Yes, it is. Stacy says, considering my story starts with a movie night, my choice for the picture poll is obvious. Yes. Let me actually pull up that. Okay, so the picture poll today is movie night or video game night for date night edition. And this can be movie night on the couch or movie night in the cinema, or for video games, it could be if you want to play co-op or if you want to play competitive. But just like in general, what kind of vibe do you choose for a date night between these two? And then the next couple of days are also date night editions, and you could do this for yourself. You could do this for your main character. But yeah, so that's what it is. See, Becca says, I had planned on getting work done early this morning, but didn't do anything. It's only 10 a.m. here, though, so hopefully this stream will help you get back on track. Yeah. It's not even like fully brunch time yet, so you're good. You're good. You did laundry last Friday and hated it, but I also love it because everything is so clean. True. That is the one thing about doing laundry is you have clean clothes to choose from. But I don't know why putting it away is such a, like, it feels like a real chore to me. Monique says, if Miranda existed in the modern day, she would be more into movies than into video games. And that's also, yeah, you can choose it this way as well. Megan says, I've been super productive this morning, but now my brain is mush. Oh no. But also, hello. Hello. You thought your brain was going to be energized too, but yeah, not at all. Yeah, I don't know what it is today. Also, like, I've noticed that this may be TMI, but my nose has been running more lately, and so I'm like, it's not even fall yet. Like, the fall stuff isn't blooming yet. Because I usually do get like really bad sinus stuff in the like September-ish with like the ragweed and stuff. And then I always in the springtime with the oaks. But yeah, like nothing's blooming right now. It's all just hot and kind of dusty. And I mean, some stuff is blooming, but not much. So I don't know if it's like pollen and like air quality is affecting my brain. Maybe that's it. I hadn't even bothered to like check and see what the very high pollen count today, says my computer. So maybe that's it. So Becca, if your brain is feeling mush and less energetic, check the pollen count in California and see what you got. So Megan has emailed people and called for your CPAP supplies. That's right, because you did the sleep study, right? And then checked on the status of your FAFSA and such. All the admin stuff, getting it out of the way. Good, good. Becca says, the inspiration will hit me late at night too, but all I do with it is get myself excited for doing it all the next day. The next day hits and cycle repeats. Yeah, I don't know. That was the story of your life and you were working an outside job. Yeah, you never felt you had any time for yourself. You were always sleep deprived anyway since you worked the night shift. Yeah, but it's like you want to come home and like do something for yourself. It's about what you can control versus what you have to do. I can't think of the word, but it happens to new moms a lot. Yeah, and that there's a term for this, and I can't remember what the term is. It's like sleep avoidant. I don't think that's it. When you try to reclaim your time after work and stay up too late. Revenge bedtime procrastination is what Google's AI says. Revenge bedtime procrastination, which sounds like, the perfect thing for the Dawdling Writer, right? Sleep revenge. Yes. Yeah. So it's very close to that. Revenge bedtime procrastination. Also, hello, Sarah. Yes, you were on the nose there. That was kind of what we were looking for, aiming at. Yeah. Megan says video games didn't really exist when my character gotta text mom. she said that Publix has in some lactose-free 2% milk fat from a specific brand, but I'm asking if it's the cottage cheese that I've been asking her to look for. If cottage cheese. Yes. Yay. I want it. Y'all, so there's a brand called Good that makes cottage cheese, but they also make a lactose-free cottage cheese, which was the first time I'd seen it. And we have had a really hard time finding it after the first time we had it. Because I've been to Kroger and they're like, oh, it sells out really fast. And I'm like, okay, like, when do you get the trucks? What day should I come? Publix sells out really fast. Walmart doesn't carry it. Aldi doesn't carry it. And so Publix and Kroger are the only place that we've seen it. And it's just been really hard to find. But anyway, so she went today and they have it. So I'm excited. So now I get cottage cheese. Y'all, I miss cheese so much. And like to find a lactose-free cottage cheese. I love it. Okay, sorry, that was a sidebar. But like if you can find it, the brand is just Good. It's like a blue and white packaging. But the only problem is that the packaging that says lactose-free and the packaging that is whole milk has lactose, the coloring is the same. There's no, so it's like you have to hunt for the word lactose-free. Anyway, so your character didn't really exist when video games didn't really exist when your character was dating aged, so you voted for a movie night. Excellent. Monique's lunch is ready, but it's too hot, so you'll be chatting from your phone. And by the way, keep an eye on the astrology stuff. Mercury's in retrograde again. Gotcha. Kara says, I'm making my nose run by eating hot and spicy ramen. Why do I do this to myself? Actually, I know why. The hot and spicy has a stronger flavor than the mild stuff, which is true. But yeah, anytime, like, sometimes it's the temperature that does it, and sometimes it's the spice level. And then when you put it together, you're guaranteed to have a runny nose, right? But yeah, I didn't have anything hot and there were some peppers in my lunch. So maybe that was the reason why my nose was running today. Should have thought of that earlier. CB says, hello. Hello. Welcome. Megan says, also, I highly recommend getting a sleep study and a CPAP if you snore at all. It's changed your life for the better. Yeah. My mom had to do a sleep study. And this was back when they had you come in to the facility and like, so it wasn't the bed that you were used to, like the light level, the noise levels, all that kind of stuff were different. And so the information gathered from the sleep study is not necessarily like the most accurate if you have to go to the facility. I have seen where they've started like sending you the machine stuff and like showing you how to like do it. And so you get a better reading. It's still like you have to do it over a couple days, but it gives you better data to look from if you do it in home. And like then you have to like give them back the equipment or like they track it somehow. I don't know how it works. Anyway, but yeah, so because then at least you have your home, like your smells, your noises, your whatevers, and so you're more comfortable, and so you get a closer to your natural state of sleep than if you went into a facility. But anyway, mom had hers done at a facility years and years ago. She's got sleep apnea. We could have told them that. And they really didn't like, they told her it wasn't bad enough for her to like require the CPAP machine, but if she wanted it, she could. And so she's never like done anything with it. So, you know, fun stuff. The pollen count for Studio City is none and low, so you have no excuses for brain fog. Oh no. Well, I don't know what it is. Pepper doesn't like video games. Well, then I guess it would be movie night for Pepper and Tony. Kara says, from the therapist's deck, Space Cat says, stop calling yourself garbage. Good advice. You're a blueberry fairy princess. You're amazing. This is spot on because when things go wrong, you do call yourself garbage. Yeah, I think a lot of us do. And so thinking of yourself as a blueberry fairy princess is probably much better for our mental health. And if you don't like blueberries, then you can be some other kind of fairy princess. So, like, what if you wanted to be like a lemon meringue pie fairy princess? Or tiramisu fairy princess? Like, you don't necessarily have to be a fruit. But yeah. You went into the facility to get it done. Yeah. Yeah. You were able to bring your lunch into your room. Nice. They had all sorts of fancy equipment. Yeah, they do. They have a lot of fancy equipment. That is for sure. And then so much of it has to get hooked up to you, which is kind of crazy. Monique says, I'm having a hot bowl of grits with green onions and tuna. It's like a soup. CB has never had grits. Have you had hominy? I know some people, like, if they haven't had one, they've had another one. But it's essentially just like a what would you call it? Like a congee, a pottage. It's like oatmeal, but with like smaller bits. And it doesn't taste like oats. So it doesn't have much of a taste, in fact, unless you put like a ton of butter and cheese in it. But yeah. Kara did a home sleep study. You wish the CPAP and you were better friends, but you have issues with sleep paralysis, and it's terrifying if you have paralysis and the machine is forcing air into you. Oh, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah. They almost immediately put you on a CPAP machine because you stop breathing so many times during the night. Yeah. That's what, like, apparently mom does do that, and then she like has to snore or snort herself back into breathing. But apparently it was like they called it mild many years ago. But again, like, I would be kind of interested to see if she did an at-home study, if the answer would be different. Because I'm pretty sure she didn't actually sleep much when she was there. So, you had the exact same experience as your mom. They told you the same thing. You had to go into the facility for the sleep study, and then it wasn't bad enough for them to like tell you had to. Yeah. Polenta also counts as having grits. They're both made from cornmeal. Okay. Yeah. Megan says, unpopular opinion, I do not like grits. Well, my unpopular opinion about grits is I think cheese grits are overrated. Because the first bite, maybe the first 1 to 3 bites taste like cheese. And then it just tastes like grits because you're used to the cheese taste then. So it's overrated. You've never had hominy either, but you have had polenta though. Okay, so it's like polenta. Grits are made from corn. Yeah. Yep. I cannot have cheese. That's the dairy-free cheese, the vegan cheese has been very nice in terms of like finding some that taste similar and finding some that melt and still taste similar. So I found a couple that work for me. But again, everybody's lactose and soy and all that tolerances are different, because I know some people have issues with soy as well. And a lot of the vegan cheeses are made with soy. So, you can have cheese, but you cannot have most dairy products. How interesting. So, like, is butter a no-go for you? Over here, the vegan cheese doesn't melt. Yeah, that's why I've had to hunt around to find one that does melt. And so I found 2, like one mozzarella and one cheddar, that do actually melt. The mozzarella is from a brand called Follow Your Heart. And then the cheddar is from a brand called Better Goods. So for whatever that's worth, in case you want to know which kind of fake cheese, fake melty cheese that I have been using, that's it. I have used a blend of the two to make a grilled cheese sandwich, and it tasted very good. So, cheese, butter, and chocolate are fine. Buttermilk, rice pudding, custards, ice cream, and milk are not. Ooh, okay. Interesting. That is kind of like a weird split. But buttermilk I can understand, because buttermilk feels like, for some reason, kind of like condensed. Like it's a lot of extra milk in the same product. So yeah. You love Fuller. Yeah, most of their products are great. Yeah, I've had a couple of theirs. And so I really liked their like fake mozzarella shreds, because it does actually melt. Most cheeses don't have a lot of lactose. Some of them do. And there's a decent amount in them. Some of the harder, more aged cheeses have less, or they're supposed to have less. You can eat cheese with no problem, but you take a lactate with most other dairy products, and you cannot stand drinking straight dairy milk. That's the thing. I love regular milk. Like if I could, I would drink it by the glass still. And I figured out my lactose issue from having fried mozzarella sticks. And because I would get them regularly coming home from, it was essentially like a 45-minute drive from where I worked as a teacher to home. And so there was an Arby's on the way, like as I was leaving the town where I worked in. And so I'd stop at the Arby's, I would get the cheese sticks, and then I would drive for another 15 minutes before I would begin to eat them on the drive, because I knew that I had a certain amount of time before I would need a restroom. So that's how I figured it out, which is, it stinks so much because I love cheese. Like that would sometimes be my dinner, would just be like a cheese board, like cheese and some salami on crackers, and just be like, call it dinner. It's great. Put cheese on so many things, and I love the mozzarella sticks, and also like the stuffed mushrooms at like Olive Garden. Those are half cheese anyway. They're delicious, but like I have to choose when I can have them now, which is not very often. You love rice pudding. Okay, so here's my thing. I did not grow up having rice pudding very often. We had it occasionally. But we grew up having tapioca pudding more often than rice pudding. And so I think if you put rice pudding versus tapioca pudding in front of me, I think I would probably choose the tapioca pudding. But that's just me. But again, that's because I didn't grow up eating rice pudding very often. So probably the casein rather than lactose. Gotcha. You make a mean dairy-free rice pudding. You once tried to make it in the rice cooker, and that was a disaster. Oh no! Oh no! You can eat dairy, but you usually stay away from it because of the saturated fat. Your cholesterol is high. That's another good reason to kind of, have some options. Have some options. You love a cold glass of milk. The colder, the better. Yeah. I love cheese so much. It's great. You had mozzarella sticks for dinner tonight? Yeah. I miss them so much. You love cheese so much. It sucks having to avoid it. Yeah. Yeah. Stacey says, as someone who's allergic to cow's milk, you will pry my ice cream out of my dead bloated corpse. I ain't giving that up. Right? Yeah. There are just some things, like sherbet is one of my favorite ice creams. And I didn't realize until I started looking at labels that it has milk in it. I thought it was like a sorbet, but no, sherbet has milk in it, which I'm very sad about. The rice pudding you bake goes in a casserole dish with a lid and in the oven. Nice. You prefer tapioca as well, but you love all desserts? I mean, yes. You like tapioca in my drinks. As a kid, you had tapioca and sago. Is sago the the one with the mango chunks as well, or like mango, I don't know what the right term is for it is, but you love cheese, but only fancy cheese. I can't stand nacho cheese. I like all cheeses, so except for maybe blue cheese. I'm not really on board with that. So, you love tapioca pudding. It's really hard to find tapioca where you live. My mom has a box of just the dried tapioca. It has the recipe on the box. So, that's how we make it. Is we make it from scratch with the little tapioca pearls, the little teeny tiny mini ones. But yeah, you can find the tapioca pearls, the mini ones for pudding. I think with the gelatin in the baking aisle stuff. Yeah, you found workarounds, or just you have found workarounds, or just avoid most of the other things, but not your ice cream. Yeah, Megan's like, I'll take all the blue cheese. Here you go. Here's all my blue cheese. You can have it. CB also doesn't do blue cheese, but you love a good cheddar. Yes. Yeah. Some milks don't really bother you, so you can eat most cheeses because it's so processed that it doesn't have much of that protein that you're allergic to. Yeah, I wish I wasn't. Tapioca over here comes in a tin, and it resembles, yes, yeah, I mean, that's an approximate description of them. Yes, looks like little tadpole. Agreed. Agreed. Okay, let's go ahead. We've been talking for 25 minutes. Let's go ahead and pull a card and then get into our first sprint. Okay, we pulled the wombat in the inverted position. So our wombat, the main message is be at home. It's number 68 in case you need a numerical thing. I think it's the last one in the deck. Yes, it is. In case that matters to you. Okay, so here's our wombat friend. It's kind of fuzzy in terms of, there he is. Okay, so the wombat, be at home. Oops, I need to read the inverse. Could it be that you are not feeling comfortable in your own skin, thinking that the only way that you can be with others is to hide under the protection of a mask or identity that you create to protect yourself from getting hurt? This mask or persona is supposed to make you look strong, but in reality, it just robs you of your integrity. The wombat arrives to nudge you to drop the false masks because it is not others who will hurt you now. It is you who are hurting yourself when you are not being authentic. It's okay though. You can course correct if you are willing to become yourself no matter what comes. Even if others are not in agreement with your authenticity, you are safe with the universe. So there is the wombat. It kind of goes along with, we were talking yesterday about imposter syndrome in a way, and sort of like who we get jealous of, who we sort of like find ourselves lacking. And so if you put on a mask of like, well, pretend this doesn't bother me, but it does. So it's okay to be yourself. Is that reminder? You drew the Two of Cups. Twos are always balance. Cups are emotions. So balance of emotions. Things are either, if it's upright, things are pretty balanced, but you can always use some work with the balancing. But then if it's inverted, things are out of whack. Adorable. Yes. You drew the Six of Cups. Ooh, we've been getting several cups because I think somebody drew cups yesterday, the chalices. Drew the Six of Cups from Spiral Tarot. It's for the first time in a while you drew a card that has not been reversed. Nice. Excellent. Okay, so we've got that up. Let's go ahead and we'll start with 30-minute waterfall. If I can get my act together and share it. Make it big. All right. So 1, save your document, especially if you've already been working today. If not, now's a great time to pull it up. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Sorry, I had to finish my line of thought there. And now we get the calculator out. Okay, so 1,143, which is great. So I'm going to put that in the word tracker. How'd you do? Did you get some progress? My brain feels kind of foggy still. So I don't know if that's like several days of not being hydrated. I don't know like what it is. That was one of the things I wanted to make sure was this week, that I stayed very hydrated, because I had failed on doing that several days in a row. And then I'm also going through this week's The Artist Way prompts. Last week I really didn't do very well. So I have one complete activity that I need to do from last week, and then all of this week's stuff. So I've been going through and kind of reflecting on some of the ones that are just more like reflection prompts. But yeah, so I still need to do, was it last week? There was supposed to be like an hour art brain activity. That's what she called it. Artist brain activities. Painting, driving, walking, scrubbing, running, whatever. And sort of, yeah, I'm not real sure how scrubbing and driving are necessarily artist brain things. But I know that I have a friend of mine that like loves driving. It's like her happy space, I guess, because it's usually like just her driving. So like nobody else in the car. Shouldn't have to talk to anybody if she doesn't want to. So I guess it can be kind of meditative. But yeah, so that was from last week. And then this week, one of the things is like making a collage or like a Pinterest board or something for like your ideal environment. And I mean, that could be whatever. She doesn't give you any, like a huge amount of detail about that. Just like, she gives you some suggestions of like, maybe it's a place to live, or just like, maybe it's vibes, or, whatever. And then sort of like follows that up with like, what's your favorite season? Why? Like, make a collage of all this and like put it somewhere you can see it, so you can see your ideal. Excuse me. So it's like, I don't know whether or not to put my ideal like writing office in there as well, or just like ideal outside the house environment, or just have like one of each. I don't know. So I'll have to contemplate that, and then figure out what this week's artist date is going to be. I'm thinking I may, I've still got two things. So I've got oil pastels that I haven't played with in a long time. And then I've got a slow dry medium for acrylic paints to make it closer to oils in some ways, in terms of like like how slowly it dries. And I've never played with that, but I've bought like the slow dry medium and then just like didn't do anything with it. So I want to play with those two things over the course of these weeks. So maybe I'll pull out one of those this weekend or this week sometime. But yeah, so maybe that's my one of my things. Something other than crochet, since I've like been kind of hyper focused on crochet for a while. But yeah, so Monique says, currently trying to write something spicy for your fanfic chapter. The hardest part is trying to figure out something new to write. For now, writing without going into too much detail, Miranda and Hysterian are going to take things slow for now. They have 4 hours till sunrise. Gotcha. Kara edited 15 pages. Nice. Excellent. Becca is trying to do all of your TikToks for the week, which would free up your whole week for both you and your clients. Not sure if you'll do it, though. That would be 30 TikToks. Wow. Could you split it and maybe do 15 today and 15 tomorrow and still get them done at the beginning of the week? I mean, you could always see how much you could get done today. Or just dedicate today to be a filming and edit day. Since I haven't made TikToks, I don't know like how much time it takes to edit. So I don't know if it's like relatively simple or if it's, I mean, I'm sure it depends on the kind of video that you're doing. But yeah, so. Also, where are you, could you say for your clients, are you listing your services on your website, or are you on some sort of freelance website and just kind of like picking them up, or is it just through some of your the people you met or contacted with during your master's program? Like how, I'm curious. If you want to self-promo your TikTok marketing services, please feel free to, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Knowing yourself, you'll do the 20 for your clients and then decide not to do my own. Understood that. Yeah. Well, hey, you got to make money somehow or other, right? CB is back and had a nice bath. Excellent. Good. All right. Don't forget to vote in the picture poll as to movie night or video games. At the moment, movie night has a heavy advantage from my side, from what I'm seeing. So, all right. Oops, I keep closing that. I don't mean to. Let's go ahead and do another sprint. "30 minutes. Where are you?" I'm gonna blow my nose when always sort of like left me stuffy. I feel like when I sneezed. So during the sprint, I will do. You're still working out the kinks of trying to make a business out of it. You're still conflicted for some reason. But your first client was a family friend. He's in his 70s and hates TikTok. Gotcha. Okay. Understood. But for like businesses and stuff, so it has become a quite a boon for small businesses, for sure. The second client is Regina Duke. She reached out to you when you were talking about your first client, but it's going well for both of them because of your TikToks. You're thinking, and because of them, you're thinking you could try new clients. Gotcha. Okay, so it's not something you're necessarily advertising just yet, but maybe soon. Elizabeth says, hello. Welcome. All right, let's do this. 1, save your document. Make sure that you have saved all of your lovely progress. 2, make sure you take a sip. Cheers. Monique says, I think the conflicted feeling might come from being scared that you might be like one of those internet grifters who offer courses instead of actual services. Well, there's that, but there's also the uncertainty of like, what is the US government going to do with TikTok? is it still going to be a viable platform? You know, things like that. But also, algorithms are scary because they're always changing. So there's that. Anyway, 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. I can't remember if I already said that. Cheers. Your only dilemma is, what if you can't be as successful for other people? Like, maybe I get lucky with them and myself. Your imposter syndrome hitting hard. Yeah, understand that. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back. Release some of that tension. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How are we doing? I feel like I didn't add that many words this time. I added some, but not a whole. Doesn't feel like a whole host of words. Yeah, only 364. Because part of that was I got distracted and went back into the Artist's Way document that I have. And one of the assignments for this week, or part of the assignments, is to write your own version of what she calls the Artist's Prayer. And so I did that. I used hers as an example and sort of modified as I went. So then it's not like cleaned up or anything. I just like typed it out. I was like, yeah, this kind of feels good. So then I typed it out and I printed it and then I put it in my journal because you're supposed to read it every day this week. So I've done that. And I would assume that writing it today also counts as reading it. Because you got to read over it and make sure it makes sense. But so that was kind of a sort of fun activity, and sort of like she has her version of like how she views creativity and the purpose of creativity in life. And sort of changing it to something that fits your own belief is kind of fun. But yeah. And then the next prompt is like, plan a small vacation for yourself, like one weekend day as an extended artist's date. And so I don't know this. I mean, I could do it on like maybe Thursday instead of a weekend. Because Saturday is birthday party day. Sunday I'm here and we're streaming. So yeah, just kind of like figuring out days that don't already have things scheduled. But anyway, also that was the second sprint, so make sure that if you have something to promote, you do so during this, so we can read it. Let's see. Monique's self-promo, you're still looking for some more ARC readers. So if anybody's interested in reading a YA urban fantasy novel, make sure you check out Miss Ocampo Writes Instagram. JK is here and says, hey everyone, what are you guys working on today? I'm working on a variety of things. Some of it's the Artist's Way program, some of it's the revisions. I dove back into the Artist's Way program because my brain feels like mush. It's a Monday morning and I feel like my brain is super fogged. So that's where we are. So Monique is working on your fanfic, and then you're going to be taking a nap. In the meantime, you also updated your Baldur's Gate 3 fic with a 2-part chapter over the weekend. Fun. Some talk about the ARC reading. If anybody is interested in donating to JK's Ko-fi for the Project Sugar and Spice Art Fund, here's the link for that. You're almost 18% to your goal, and you'd love to reach the goal sometime this month or sooner. Elizabeth says, hey to JK, I'm doing my planning since yesterday. Got thrown off the... You lost your phone. Oh no, and had to retrace your steps to find it. It got run over. Oh no, so you need a new one. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That sucks. That sucks. Big time. Maybe they'll give you a discount on the new one. I don't doubt it, but maybe. I don't know if you had insurance on it or anything, but that was the link up there. Yes. Just finished getting some work done. It's your mom's B-Day today. Happy birthday to JK's mom. So you're celebrating. Excellent. You're also planning to work on revisions for Project Sugar and Spice today, but later. Elizabeth also says, that's awesome. Happy birthday to her. Your mom is on Friday. Happy birthday to Elizabeth's mom early. Nice. Novel is 94,500 words. You would consider NetGalley in terms of like arc reading or in terms of illustration. I'm not sure what the NetGalley is used for. Pass on the message and happy early birthday to your mom as well. Thanks for the author. You're going to have to pass due to work being busy and other arcs as well. Yeah. 94 is a chunker, but that's okay. Heather says, hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. See, we got 248 words that time. Excellent. Good. Becca has done about 5 TikToks. You're timing yourself, though, so you can get an idea of how long it would take to do a week's worth for one client. That way you know for yourself. And I don't know if you are charging by the hour or charging by finished product. So there's that as well. But it is an interesting metric to know for yourself, for sure. Monique is going to go. You send an email to someone who offers ARC services, but you'll keep looking around, and time for a nap. CB is already planning Nano. Amazing. So fast, so early, so organized. Kara says, another 15 pages of editing. You're about halfway through the document. You had to block a number that kept calling you from Nebraska. You don't know anyone in Nebraska. Yeah, the numbers from like telemarketers and spam risks and all that. And it's like I put our phone number, like the whole family's phone numbers, on the National No Call Registry, and yet somehow we keep getting all these phone calls. And I'm to the point where I'm like, do I need to like go try and sign up again for like the no call registry for our numbers? Like, does it expire after a certain amount of time? I don't know. I've also had like a phone call come in. It was just labeled as like North Korea or like China. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not answering that. It's like, I don't think so. And it could be that like somebody's using like a VPN or just something to like hide where they're actually calling from, and they're calling from like, I don't know, Missouri, or like it's a pre-recorded robot message from like some campaign or healthcare thing. And I'm just like, meh. Like one today it was labeled as spam risk, and it left a voicemail, but the voicemail is just a robot voice saying, please return my call at your earliest convenience. Please return my, like it's repeated like 5 times. And it's just like, so yeah. Heather says, I've actually been here for a while, but working while lurking. Excellent. 81 days to go till Nano. Goodness gracious. Stacy says, I am trying not to buy tarot stamps. I have seen these and they are cool. They're based on the Rider-Waite images, and they are cool. And it's the idea of like, well, if you buy stickers, they're used up after you like put them down. But if you buy a stamp, you can stamp them as many times as you need. So it is very tempting. I agree. But I've seen the ones that are like the clear, sort of like silicone. And so you like peel them off of like the clear acrylic base. And so you don't necessarily have to have like space for all wooden stamps. But yeah, I've seen them, and I have also been tempted, but I have not purchased. So if you cave to temptation, let us know how you like them. So Dog says, with any luck, I should be able to do Nano this year. Yeah, because hopefully you will not be relegated to forever overtime again this year. Oh no. Wait, Guess who's going back on overtime starting today? Oh no! What happened to the newbie? What happened? What happened? You like just got over the overtime craziness, and did you get your vacation at least? Like, did you go on vacation and came back, or because yeah, you did. I remember that. I think I remember you going on vacation. But like, what? Why? Why are you back in overtime? The newbie is great. It's someone who was hired before the newbie who quit. Oh no. So you've got to find a new newbie. Well, hey, your newbie will shortly be no longer the newest newbie on the block. So I suppose that's good. Maybe they'll give your newbie a raise. If anyone is interested in being a client for Heather, Heather does line editing, copy editing, and proofreading. You can reach out to Heather here, and here is her Linktree link. When they call, tell them you're on the no-call registry and they're breaking the law. Well, see, but this doesn't matter to those who are just seeing if it is a working phone number, because there are some people, some scam people, that just want to know if it is a working phone number. And so if you pick up and interact with them, you are letting them know it is an active phone number. So it depends, because if you give your number out to an entity that sells the numbers, then you just defeated the purpose of the do not call registry. Yeah, you used to be a telemarketer. Yeah, it's frustrating. In the UK, the telephone protection service is a legal thing. Yeah, and you know, it's supposed to be over here, but I'm not helping. I know I'm not helping, but yeah, they are cute. They are cool, and I would like to play with them at some point. But I also really love stickers and like changing up the aesthetic of things. So I know I'm not helping. Heather says, I'm getting ready for a project and getting all of my tasks down for the week and also doing admin work. Yes. Prep on Mondays. That is essentially what it is. Prep and admin. Here's the link for the Project Sugar and Spice Character Art Fund. This is where Thog is letting us know who it was that quit. Given how busy you are in October, you're planning early. Yeah. Telephone preference terms. That's the thing about acronyms, is they can stand for so many different things, and a lot of them are very reasonable. So sorry, my nephews went to a gold mine either yesterday or today. I can't remember if they said today was, but yeah, and they also went on an air-powered train. So one of the nephews is still very, very much obsessed with trains and engines in general, but mostly trains. So we're thinking he may wind up being an engineer. Maybe. We'll see if the obsession sticks. If the obsession sticks, he might wind up being some sort of engineer, and specifically one for like train locomotive type stuff. All right. I'm looking for another timer. It is 3 o'clock. I think I want another sprint for sure. So if you can stick around for an extra sprint, that is fantastic. If not, I completely understand. We have been kind of chatty today, but okay, I found the right spot. Stacy's like, I almost sent a link to tempt others, but I do not have that power. Yeah, you don't have a wrench at the moment, so yeah. Maybe that's better for all of us. Okay, all right, let's do this. So one more sprint, at least one. We need to get at least 3 sprints, right? So 1, save your document. Don't forget to vote in the picture poll as to your date night preference for movie night or video game night. 2 is take a sip if you have anything left in your glass. Mine is empty. So cheers to you who has something in your glass. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Maybe. Okay. So I got 834 that time. Hopefully my math is correct. Which means I can move that sticky, that one right there, which is great. Yeah. How'd you do? Becca coming in with a earthquake, knocked some stuff over. You've actually felt it sometimes. Yeah, I've heard there are some earthquakes that like you don't feel in California, but or you just don't really pay attention to it very much. But it was only a 4.7, but you live right next to the epicenter, so that's why you felt it so much. Crazy. And Snake, poor little kitty, is now under the bed. Poor cat. Poor Snake. CB's like, oh no, poor Snake. Yeah. Alan Rickman was in an earthquake once. He was asleep. It was like 4 a.m. He got up, dressed, went downstairs, and everybody in the hotel was standing under a chandelier, which is not smart. No. But, I mean, given that it was 4 a.m., not everybody's brains were probably working. So, you know. You just went to the USGS site. Is that the one? Oh, United States Geological Service? I don't know if there's like a seismic thing in there or not. Was it the one by Highland Park? I don't know. 98 words. Yeah. Good. He said the chandelier was huge. I'm sure because they're in fancy hotels, they are very large, but they are also a light source. And so if you want to stand around and talk to people and be like, I wonder what's happening, you typically want to do it, in the light somewhere rather than like in a corner that's dark as I'll get out. So people probably just weren't thinking at 4 a.m. It's just in general. Kara says, I got another 14 pages edited. Nice. You've been in a couple of small earthquakes, but they were so small that you slept through both of them. Yeah, I don't know. I think we may have only felt like the barest touch of one. And that was in Georgia. But it was a long time ago. And it was not real near us either. And so it was pretty weak by the time it got to where we were. And so it was odd because it wasn't time for the train to go by nearby because we used to live kind of relatively near a train track. And so they were on a schedule. But it was like abnormal because it was not time for the trains. And we're like, what is that? Is that a train? Was that something else? What is it? Anyway, yeah. I think he was promoting the first Die Hard at the time. Possibly. It was in South Pasadena, but Highland Park is right next to it. So maybe that's a more accurate description if it's the official site. Maybe. Heather worked on your blog post that didn't get finished due to mom busyness and a combo of the migraine and shingles vaccination. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Dog says 4 kilometers southeast of Highland Park. All right. When it comes to date night edition, your main character or you prefers movie nights 95% of the time, or 95% of us prefer movie nights to video games, or our characters do. So there you go. For a date night edition, movie night is a better option. Let's see, what today's Monday. Wednesdays is restaurant or picnic. So that's the next picture poll that we're going to be doing. So Thog's like, I'm literally the only person who voted for gaming. Quite possibly. Because I don't think I'm allowed to vote in my own polls. I don't think I've tried, actually. But yeah, also I think a movie night could be fun. Either one could be fun. That's the thing. Okay, so that is going to be it for today's session. Hopefully you got a good beat. What was the result from yesterday? I did it at the very last minute. What was it? I gotta look up the right folder. Meditation, but it was meditation won over exercise. But it was not too terribly. It was not a huge gap like today's was. There was still a gap, but it was not as significant. That was what yesterday's was. You're going to go see Deadpool and Wolverine again on Wednesday. Dog says, ooh, watch it for me. You love game night, but for your characters, it's movie night. Understandable. So, all right, y'all. Thank you very much for joining me. I will be back on Wednesday and Friday, same time, 1 to 3-ish. And then on Sunday, 2 to 5. So I will see y'all then. Don't forget to save. Make sure you get up and stretch every once in a while. Make sure you're hydrating, snacking, all the good stuff. And I will see y'all soon. Bye.